Yeah, baby. What's up, Jim?
What's going on? Long 2 weeks.
I know, man. We're back at it. This is your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast alongside.
Jim from Fan in the Van, baby. Let's get it.
We're at it, baby. Another edition, Cigars and Sports, baby. All right. Are you ready, bro? Are you lock and loaded, bro? Because I know you got to come guns blazing today, aren't you? Again.
Hey, it's been 2 weeks, so I'm sure as shot as both of us are, we could definitely we could unload tonight. Definitely.
There you go, man. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, there's a lot of things have happened since the last time we spoke. I know you got a brand new smoke that you're really excited about, man. All right, and you really want to talk about today, brother. That you yeah, I know. You go first. I always let you go first. Remember what I told you? I got something new as well. All right, which I never had before. But what you showed me earlier, man. I mean, what you told me about it was very special, and you gave me a little bit of the description, not exactly the name or anything like that. It shows like it's some good shit, man. No pun intended. What you smoking today, Jim?
The Asylum 13 8x80.
Ooh.
I cannot pronounce the friggin' name of it. It's like Carajo or something like that. This is the second biggest one Asylum 13 makes because the big time Tommy's a 7x70. They make an April Fool's 9x90, which only selected, what I found out last night, only selected cigar shops are allowed to sell in New York so far. I don't know why, but this is as close to the lunatic right now as we're going to get.
So, Jim,
for those who are avid cigar smokers that remember the lunatic, yeah, this is as close as we are getting. This is going to take me practically all night, but I got freaking Gravesend Season 2 playing while we're doing this, so.
Whoa. Hey, so hold on. What's the name of the? Did you just say? I know you couldn't pronounce it, but you say carajo. So carajo in Spanish actually means like go to hell or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Or like damn it.
Let me spell it for me. Hold on.
Spell it for me.
Oh, Corojo. I don't know. I'm fucking white.
Corojo.
Yeah.
Corojo, yeah.
Paquito as I like to tell my drivers at work, El Jefe, Paquito Espanol. And then I just throw all different words together, and like my dispatchers always like call him Abuelito Loco, whatever the fuck.
Crazy grandfather.
He's probably watching right now, so.
Hey, shout out to Abuelito Loco, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Rob, you old ass. Probably fucking already 3 drinks in already with his painkillers, as he calls them.
Hey, look, hey, absolutely, man. You can't knock it till you try it, man. So what do you got? I mean, that bad boy, do you recut that or you got the straight cut though, right?
No, I V-cutted this one. I had to do it a few times to get it, but
I was gonna say that's a big.
Yeah.
No homo, bro. But then that V-cut is a very small vagina compared to the fucking, the size of that thing in the back. All right, bro. Shit.
Yeah, this V-cut kind of reminds me of the first girl I ever slept with.
Yeah, bro. Taylor Swift first fucking the shape party.
Oh God!
Let's not start with that, bro. We already got in trouble too much for that.
Oh yeah. Especially on TikTok.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, by the way, shout out. Jim is on TikTok, everybody. Go ahead and follow him on TikTok, all right? You know what I'm saying? Follow me on TikTok, too. I'm on TikTok.
Hey, Swifties. I'm on TikTok, bitches.
Hey, on TikTok, you could definitely do your couple of videos you send me. You could definitely put those up, bro. Those are good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I definitely got to put the report from the Jet locker room when it was raining.
Jet locker room and the Taylor Swift song you did with Kelsey too. You got to put that one up. Trust me, man. I know what I'm telling you, man.
I might try to remix that one a little more before I do it, though.
I'm a TikTok veteran now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely seen. I didn't realize how many TikTok videos I was in till I went and scrolled through real quick. Yeah. Hey, I like it.
It's like a freaking drug, man. I hate fucking promoting shit that's it's fucking really like brain rotting. You know what I'm saying? This is a new generation, but you do go down the rabbit hole, bro, and all of a sudden you find a lot of shit like, oh, I haven't been here for like an hour. So
there's this guy I seen right before before you sent me the link and we were bullshitting for a little bit. There's this guy, I forget his name, but he's a huge Saints fan. So his son comes down the stairs and he's like, hey, Dad, I got it, whatever. He's like, I don't give a shit, son. The Saints just lost. And he's like, but did you play? I don't give a fuck. He's like, go upstairs. I'm unplugging that 2K. I'm like, oh God.
Oh no, that's
See, but that would be me if I had a son and the Steelers lost. Like, go upstairs. Matt Canada sucks.
yeah. My kids could care less about watching any sports with me. I mean, my daughter, she's 10, and my son is 5 and 6. And he's like, yeah, fuck that shit. Dude. I'll do karate. So I got this right. A friend of mine gave me this, right? I was gonna, keep going with. Remember that bundle, like that sampler pack that I bought? I was into. I'm just gonna be doing that for the next couple of weeks. But a coworker of mine, who I actually introduced to the cigar game, and now this guy just took the cigar game and what I introduced him to, right, and blew it
Yeah.
up like the next level. This guy has a fucking collection. You're like, holy crap, dude, what the hell is this? What happened? His humidor is like, 4 times like the amount of mine, and he just really got obsessed with it, right? And he goes, try this one. I have a spare one. It was good. See what you like. So it's the Gurkha and is the Ron Abuelo edition. I don't know if you ever had Ron Abuelo. I'm a big rum guy. I think Ron Abuelo is actually, I think it's Nicaraguan if I'm not mistaken, but it was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And when I saw it, I was like, all right, that's my bad. But I love it so far, so good, man. I'm gonna give her a fucking 9 out of 10 on the packaging, right? It's like a waxy, freaking, it looks like a candle is what it is, right? With the wax and shit. So it's a pretty decent size, nowhere near like that fucking thing you just stuck in your mouth. You know what I'm saying, dude? But shit.
And I can tell you from experience that I have smoked that cigar.
Okay.
Because my old district manager gave me one because he's like, oh, I got to get you cigars, and then he just gave me a cigar, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, cigars with an S plural, not one. I was like, whatever. I smoked it one day. It's not a bad smoke. I mean, it's one you have to acquire a taste to, I would say.
Well,
but it's not a bad. It's part of the Tabac brand, actually.
Okay.
If I'm not,
I might take like the whole freaking show trying to open this shit. Look at this. I can't even get it open. It's like I'm trying to. Wish I would have like done.
I think I just wound up like melting the top of it, and then I just
I'm gonna need to do that. Actually, no shit. Look at this. Yeah, man. Holy crap. Yep. Let's hope not, huh? Yeah, this is not bad. I should have planned this a little bit better.
Well, they child-proofed the shit out of that one.
Oh, the shit out of it. They fucking 40-year-old proofed it, man. I mean, I can't get into it. Okay. There you go. I'm trying to bite it open. There we go. Fucking A. Look at this thing. This thing has more security than the fucking southern border, bro. Look at this shit, man. It's unreal. Finally got it out, man. Hey, nothing is. Hey, you got to be entertaining cigars and sports, regardless of whatever. You know what I'm saying? Holy shit, man. Look at this thing over here. Wow, man. So, I didn't bring my V cut. I forgot to bring it. This presentation is not bad. I mean, it's kind of dark out here. It's like fucking shit, but I'm gonna straight cut this traditional. Not get it too crazy out. That's not a bad one right there. I didn't go into deep. Oh man. So your Steelers had a bye week. What are you high on them this week or what?
Well, we get Deontay back, so now for those fans who think that we didn't need Deontay, you're going to realize why. He is an integral part of this offense. You will now see why.
Pickett has given you a great year so far, right? It's going to be huge for Pickett. Why? It's going to open up Pickett's game. And Pickett is the best receiver in that squad. Pickens, it's special. He's fucking special. With what he's been able to do with the little bit of opportunities, because remember, I'm telling you, Deontay's got to open up so much for him. It's not even funny. That's the part. He's got to get targeted. But Deontay, the quality of passes and targets he's going to get are going to be a lot better than getting, he was getting 10 or whatever, but it was just really tough targets because, Pickens, Pickett hasn't had time to throw and shit like that. It's going to open up so much the field for you guys.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, not only that, because now you really can't double either of them. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to play single man coverage, and Deontay is one of the top 10 route runners in the league.
Oh my gosh, the dude runs great routes, man.
And Pickens will just fucking bulldog you right off the line. He'll like pick you up like a little child and friggin' Walmart and just move you to the side and just friggin' keep going. As long as Canada doesn't screw up the fucking play calling.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm not even gonna say anything on my Giants because we're gonna hit our Giants in one of the setbacks tonight. All right, so And talking about cigars, man, we like to incorporate every once in a while a little bit of pop culture, brother. But one of my best, actually my favorite movie, probably number one, number two all time, is Scarface.
Just
And what
watched it
other?
today.
Yep. Well, you did, huh? What other movie, bro? And that's another iconic movie that was a big influence on the cigar culture as well, right? When people started watching, this is one of those things that it's another big movie that influenced the culture. You know what I'm saying when it comes to cigar smoking, right? Because again, to me, cigars always signified power. You know, a guy that's what I'm going to smoke cigars. People may think that I'm just a fucking dirty old bastard or whatever the case may be. But cigars signify power, man. I ain't got no money,
Yeah.
but it signifies money. You know what I'm saying? It's also one of those things that I mean, I started it because of work, but now it is one of those things that relaxes the hell out of me, man. It keeps me,
Yeah.
even kill.
It's a lot cheaper than going to therapy. That's a fucking sure.
Oh, for sure, man. But it's funny
That's
because this guy right here, I mean, Al Pacino, to me, one of the best roles he's ever played. Uh, and it was right after like the Godfather movies, the first two. And it was such a Miami thing, right? Even though I saw when I lived in New York, I saw this. Of course, as you go, no, I'm Cuban. I mean, came into this country when I was like, 10 years old, but I've been here now fucking 35. So I've been here longer than, and never going back to Cuba ever again. So, but it's funny when I saw this for the first time, and granted, my mother used to work at a video store when we first got to this country. So I had access to plenty of movies, and I saw this. I sneaked it upstairs. Well, I'm not having the fucking clue to say bad words, whatever. That's how I learned English, by, pronouncing curse words when I was like, 10 years old. And I'm watching this guy, right? And I'm like, damn, dude, I didn't know this Cuban actor was over here. I didn't know fucking Al Pacino. Who the fuck Al Pacino was. And when you and just the great job that he did in this movie, dude, he actually
yeah,
immersed. He's one of those guys that immerses himself into the character. And I
yeah.
think I read somewhere that this dude spent like 3 months in Little Havana, rented an efficiency, lived in Little Havana, bro, playing dominoes with the locals, trying to get the lingo, the culture, and the cigar, and that's why I think he plays such a great role, man. And he was, shit, man. And of
Not
course, man, a lot of scenes with cigars.
not only that, but that's a movie that a lot of people will tell you it's ahead of its time.
Yes.
It's a cult classic in a way. It's one where it's like, you know, people that watched it, some of them got offended by it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why? Because an Italian guy is playing a fucking Cuban? What the hell's the big deal?
No
I
bullshit.
mean,
I mean, dude,
he nailed it.
you
He
would ask
freaking
any
nailed
Cuban. You would ask any Cuban, bro, and this every Cuban like thought this guy was Cuban. You know what I'm saying? When they knew who Al Pacino was, like if you were a Latino that just got off the boat, you know what I'm saying? No pun intended. But it was like, yeah, hey, this fucking is, get this Cuban actor a fucking award here. But yeah, man, this is like this this is our Cuban Bible, bro. We live by this movie. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah, it's one of the top 10 movies out there. So
Oh, definitely
I,
top ten of
I,
all time.
I mean, these young kids just don't understand.
Hmm.
I mean, the movies they watch now, no,
And they
nothing
gotta fuck it up.
compares. The Godfather and
Yep.
Goodfellas and
Mhm.
A Bronx Tale, Casino, Scarface. I mean, those are classics and ones that whether it's on TV or if it's on Netflix, Amazon Prime, whatever it is, I can watch it over and over and over again. Like I watched it today for like the 855,000th time in my life.
And it's crazy, bro. There's so many scenes with him at the cigar. I love it, like when he's still a fucking low life. They get picked up by his buddy, after they do the whole hit for Frank, he meets, and they go to the club, right? When he's still like a fucking low level guy, and he meets Michelle Pfeiffer for the first time, but he's in there hanging out, smoking a cigar, right, at the fucking lounge when they're playing the song. I don't know why it's in my head, living in the yayo, he's over there with his fucking cigar. Oh man, it's such a classic, bro. Love this fucking movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And yes, and let me tell you something. I wish I knew what the hell they were smoking, but I'll guarantee you they had some good shit on stage. On
Oh,
set.
probably. I mean, I'm sure that they make a little thing on the internet where we could probably go into a search engine and put what cigars that they smoke in Scarface, and you could probably find them. Be like the show I watch, Gravesend. The guy who writes it, directs it, and stars in it, Will DeMeo.
Mm-hmm.
He like endorses Padermo cigars. So like
Does it really?
throughout the whole season two, all it is Padermo cigars that he
Sure.
smokes and the rest of the cast smokes.
Hmm. You know,
Except for Big Time Tommy because he with his deal with Asylum 13, because that's what
Yeah.
his cigar branded off of.
Okay.
He can't be in a show that has cigars unless it's his own. So like, there's a scene in the last episode where like they're doing the whole 4th of July party thing, and there's all these tables set up in Brooklyn, and you see Big Time Tommy, and the show takes place in the '80s. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the TV. I go, they didn't have fucking Big Time Tommies in the fucking '80s, but hey, made it work.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So it's I got to check the show out. You told me about it. It's on. Where is it? With what streaming service?
Amazon Prime.
It's Gravesend. That's what it's
Yeah.
called. Okay.
Yeah, season 1 is only 4 episodes, but season 2 has like a bigger cast in it. Chaz Palminteri's in it.
Right.
Sophia Millos, who was she was in The Sopranos, the one where Tony's like banging her in the Roman Empire gear. Like when
Oh,
he's
get
like
out of
her. Yeah, she's in that. Chaz Palminteri's kids are in it. Will Pastore's Vinny Pastore's in it. Arnand Santi's in it. It's a whole
Wow.
bunch of people. A whole
Great
bunch
cast.
of people. Yeah.
Great freaking cast, man. Another cool.
Well done too. It's a well done show in my opinion. So
it
but
definitely
I'm
takes
into
place
it.
in Brooklyn.
Yeah, season 1 takes place in Brooklyn, and season 2, part of it takes place in Miami because he's kind of like on the lam. I'm not gonna blow it.
Yeah.
You'll have to watch, but
Yeah.
you'll see why he's like. You watch season 1 and go into season 2, you'll see why it starts off in Miami. They kind of delve into season 1 and season 2 a bit because it all kind of ties in. Each episode somehow ties into season 1. So,
Oh, nice. What's your favorite scene of Scarface?
oh god,
There's so many, right? There's so many freaking fucking lines and shit like that, man.
I think the best one I think is when Frank Lopez wants him killed and he finds out about it. So they're like in the office in the dealership, and he already kills Frank, and then you have the cop there, and he's like, "Take that one-way ticket to your resurrection," and then he fucking just. He's like, "I'm a cop. Whoever said you was one."
Yeah, man. It's funny because Mel, that was the name of the cop. He goes to him, I told you, you're one of ours. Why the fuck with you? I was like, you too, Mel. You fucked up. That's what he goes right there. Why didn't you buy one of those tickets to the resurrection, man? Bah, I fucking popped his ass. Yeah.
And then after that, Ernie's sitting there all scared, and he's like, "You want a job, Ernie?" And he just chugs the Jack Daniels.
Fucking takes like a swig that kills the damn half a bottle of Jack Daniels, bro.
Hey, I would have too if I thought I was gonna get killed. I'd be like, shit. If I think I'm about to die, I'm swigging my favorite liquor. That's it.
At that point, bro, you're done, right? Your boss just got whacked. They just whacked the cop. You're like, shit. I'm a witness. I'm next. For the fucking guy. See, that's what's great about Tony, bro. See, so we don't stay on too long here. But what I love about the movie, right? You think about it. The guy had a good heart. He just and it's the typical immigrant story, because it's funny. It was based in the 80s, right? The original was based in the 40s or 50s, right? But it was an Italian immigrant, right, back then, and this is a Cuban immigrant, right? Because they based it on the Mario boat lift, right, and the 80s war of the the Coke wars and stuff like that. So, but the guy had such a great heart because remember, he was one of those guys that once he made it, man, he took care of everybody around him, right?
Yeah.
So that's the whole point, and so he showed that, hey, listen, I'm doing the things the wrong way, and then towards when everything goes down south. He decides not to kill the guy with his family in the car. So
yeah,
it's this Scarface 101. And by the way, you punks, if you have never seen it, you should go see it. All right, any millennials or zillennials are watching this shit.
Hey, every millennial's got Netflix, so it's not that hard.
You too, Swifties. Go watch some real shit over here. This guy's a lot better than Mr. Pfizer.
Oh God, those two. I think those two are gonna have a friggin' debate soon. Rogers and Travis Kelce.
But I'm enjoying. Listen, you gotta appreciate the douchebagness of Rogers when he directs it as something that hey, look, hey, you gotta give him credit, bro. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care how big you are. And right now, Kelce is it. He's in every fucking commercial, right? He is Mr. Endorphin. He is what Rogers used to be when Rogers was popping, right, in all the damn commercials. So hey, double check and all that kind of shit. So he's like, fuck it, man. You know what? Hey, I'm going to take on the big dog right now. So,
yeah, why not? I mean, you're on the Pat McAfee show and you're getting paid to, in essence, be a douchebag. So why not get paid for being what you are?
and actually give him some decent takes. I'm you know, I
Yeah.
agree with some of the shit he says. You know, still a douchebag, but I agree with a lot of the shit he says.
Yeah, and I mean, and he's like the second coming of Jesus because I mean, he tore his Achilles how many weeks ago, and he's
Bro,
already throwing a football, and these guys are acting like he could walk on water. Robert Griffin III put out, "Look at this guy and what he's doing." I'm like, okay, RG3, listen. I'm like, the guy didn't get his arm mutilated off in like a
no,
scene of Saw something. I'm like, I could tear my Achilles and stand on it and throw a football. It's really not that hard. You're not using your leg, you're using your arm.
he
It's
did
not
say
hard.
that there's a possibility by November 24th. If he comes
Mm,
back by November 24th,
that's going to be a
def-
miracle.
definitely check whatever the hell he got injected or done, whatever the case may be. And if it's true that the you know watching or hearing these dolphins bang each other and the sound waves from it has helped them heal. Did you read that in the New York Post?
I read, yeah.
Dude, it was dolphins mating, the sound waves of the dolphins mating help. I'm like, holy shit, dude. I mean, he's watching Flipper bang with another dolphin, and all of a sudden, dude, he's actually the sound waves of the fucking moaning, I guess, of the dolphin. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Are making his fucking Achilles better. I don't know, dude. That listen, yeah, he'll be either the biggest idiot in the world or the most brilliant individual, or Christopher Columbus of new recovery process here for freaking sports injuries like that. All right, because damn it, bro, Achilles that takes time, man. Especially he's like
Well,
38.
I think they did some different type of surgery where it's like something that's never been done. So like he's like the first recipient of it or something like
Okay,
that. But if he's see if he's cleared to come back by the 24th, you have to see where the Jets are though.
mm,
And right now, when you look at the Jets, they're actually still semi in it.
yeah, they are.
Zach Wilson, Zach Wilson has progressed a bit. I mean, the fact that they beat the Eagles, which is something nobody saw
Mm,
coming, and Eagles fans, not all of them, but most of them. Well, Jalen Hurts got his money. Now he doesn't care. Listen,
no,
Jalen Hurts made bad decisions in the
yep,
game. A lot of them were throwing, and that's what led to your loss. Because what's the one thing that kills you the most in a loss? Turnovers. What
turnover.
did Zach Wilson not have in that game? He did not have a turnover, which was shocking, and he's playing smarter with the ball instead of, trying to make something out of nothing. He's either throwing it away or he's, trying to find a check down or he'll just take the sack, as long as it's not third down.
Yep.
But I mean, he's playing at a smarter pace now, which is keeping them in while New England is just, and I wouldn't
Oh,
be surprised. Bill Belichick's going to be on the hot seat.
oh
So,
my gosh, absolutely. And one last thing about that game, also bad coaching decision, dude. Just run the fucking
oh,
ball. They're not. Their
yeah,
offense is the Jets' offense is so bad that it's gonna. They're not gonna get anywhere in fucking scoring position. Okay, so stupid. It's a combination of
yeah,
all. Yeah, Jalen has not been having the MVP season he's been having, and there's a lot of factors for that. I mean, we could definitely do a whole show on it, and we're gonna see probably when we start hitting these teams individually. Uh, but dude, a lot of it has to do with decision making was horrible in that game, but also was the coaching staff. I mean, who the fuck, come on. I don't care how
yeah.
good he is. You just don't. It's not like it's a Giant secondary, all right, or it's the freaking Panther secondary he's throwing against. Fucking Jets are
No.
defense. Aaron Rodgers got hurt, not the Jets defense, who's at like top 5. So
And not only that, the Jets were down Sauce Gardner.
mhm.
You had like 3 call ups from the practice squad, and they all played like they
Yep,
belonged, like as if they were there to start the year. I mean, Tony Adams. Nobody heard of Tony Adams till he
yep.
freaking had the game sealing interception.
That's the good thing about.
Nobody knew who the hell Tony Adams was. I didn't know. I'm like, who the fuck's this guy? Some fucking schleprock who worked at Stop and Shop 6 weeks
Yep.
ago.
Yeah, he's related to Justin Pugh, bro, who just got off the couch and fucking played every single snap of the Giants' offensive line. Hey,
That
this guy got hurt. Move him over to tackle. Move him over to left guard. Doesn't matter. This guy was out there. He just got paid too. So, as a matter of
that
fact,
was
let me tell you,
very so.
the fucking guy actually was negotiating his contract. They offer him some money. Hey, let's bring you on for the rest of the season. You got to pay me this amount. He almost got signed by another team, and the Giants were like, I'm looking at the Giants. I'm like, listen, regardless if this is a lucky issue or not, pay the fucking guy. We have nothing else, all right? Pay the effing guy, bro. It's like that's the only positive I've seen of an offensive. Anything that our offensive line has done well this season was in that game. It was all by him.
Yeah. And the offense honestly looked better with Tyrod Taylor on the center than it has with Daniel Jones.
I don't know, man. It still looks shitty to me.
Well, I don't know. From what I've seen with Daniel Jones to Tyrod Taylor, it looked,
Yeah,
Tyrod Taylor looks like, honestly, I wouldn't rush Daniel Jones back at this point.
yeah.
But
I don't think he's playing this week
no,
because
he's already
we have a
ruled
bye
out.
week. Yeah, so I don't think he's playing this week. All right, bro. So Scarface, definitely one of the GOAT movies, right? For sure. We could have that in common. Great influence on the cigar culture. So hey, I'm down with that. So
Yep.
talking about teams, right, that are pretty much, and we are what we're going in week 7. I know it's early, but honestly, dude, I could tell right now that there's some teams in the NFL that you need to stick the fork in them
Oh,
because they are so done. It's not even funny.
I see one that's already, congratulations, well cooked.
Yep, yep. There's we got a couple of different terms here, right? And I kind of like paired them up this way so we could speak on each individual one of them, right, in a specific order. The Carolina Panthers, done. All right,
Oh,
I, done. Right, no offensive line. Positive about this
none.
team is, I look Bryce Young running for his life, but he's had some good games. Not a fan of the short quarterback. I'm a fan of C.J. Stroud, who's that's the kind of quarterback I like. I like a dude that's big, 6'3",
Yeah.
prototype. He's mobile, but can also fucking get back in that pocket and show you, I'm gonna beat you, baby, with what a quarterback, the way the quarterback should. Love that.
Yeah.
Bryce Young is your guy. You got to have him on the run, and throw. He does have a nice arm. He makes some great throws, but dude, you've seen him. He's running for his life. He's been hurt a couple of times already. He may not finish the season. So, but again, you put a good offense, just like Tua. You put the tools around him. You put a good offensive lineman around him. Guess what? You're gonna have a damn good quarterback that's gonna have a high point offense, right? So I'm okay with that. Adam Thielen, reborn at 33
He
years old.
definitely was. He was last week, that's for sure.
No, so far this year, man, it's been crazy. He has
Yeah.
been like not just fantasy, but like top wide receiver 2, 3, like for three out of the 7 weeks. He's just been nice. I mean, and it shows you. I always been a fan of Thielen. I think he's good. He's a good wide receiver. He
Yeah.
got paid. He's a guy that came out of nowhere, chip on his shoulder, right? So I'm good with that. I mean, but that's been the
Yeah.
2 star storylines. But man, they're done. They're so done.
Oh,
It's not
yeah.
even funny.
Yeah, they're fucking overcooked done.
Yep. And I know they pay Miles Sanders a shitload of money, but Chuba Hubbard is a better running back.
Oh, yeah. Well, without a doubt, Miles Sanders. The only reason why Miles Sanders got paid because he was in a good Eagle system the year before.
With an offensive line that was out of this world. That's still a good
Yeah.
offensive line.
Yeah.
But
It's
these
like the
guys are.
Le'Veon Bell effect.
Yep.
It's like the Le'Veon Bell effect when he left Pittsburgh and went to the Jets. And then what happened? You saw the downfall, and that's Miles Sanders right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir. Oh man, I just ashed this on my little windy out here today. Fucking all over my damn shorts. Jeez. Definitely cook. Take them out. This shit was overcooked. All right. This is like super well done. You know, charted on all sides of the damn mistake. The next team, which I gave them credit, they're competitive. They got a good win against the Dallas Cowboys, which I love them for that. Uh, and the fact that Kyler Murray, I don't know if we're gonna see him in a fucking maybe this season, but I think he's gonna be trade bait after that. Joshua Dobbs, man, he's a
Yeah.
nice story because he's been playing awesome, right? This is a guy that's been with 7 teams, dropped in and out. Great story. And you know what else, man? I know you missed this guy, James Conner, man. Who can still ball, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's hurt right now, but
Yeah,
yeah, he's. I don't know why Pittsburgh let Connor go. I don't.
I mean, the
They,
2 years he's been 2
it's
seasons with them, and when he's healthy, the dude is a great running back. You're right. The problem is he's hurt most of the time, but man,
yeah,
you could have done him and Najee. You get 3 running back in the fucking squad, dude. You know, it's
they could have, but I mean, you look at the situation in Pittsburgh, and I mean, you trade Kevin Dotson. Now Kevin Dotson's like one of the highest
yeah.
graded left tackles in the game right now. So
Yep. When you need him the most.
I, I, I don't know. I don't know, but to me, with the whole Kyler Murray thing, I don't even know why you're letting him practice. Just let him
Yeah.
sit out the rest of the year. The Cardinals are going nowhere. Kyler Murray is either getting released or they're going to trade him, and just ride it out with Dobbs and whoever else. They're probably going to trade Marquise Brown. They're probably going to trade Marquise Brown because teams are already calling about him, and you could probably get a 3rd rounder for Marquise Brown at this point. So if you could get it, take it.
honestly, dude, they're in the race for Caleb Williams. Bro, fucking just keep losing. Trade Kyler Murray. They're gonna get at least a first round pick or 2 second round picks for this guy. You could generate
Yeah.
enough picks to trade down. Because the Carolina Panthers are not
Yeah.
gonna draft Caleb Murray. I mean Caleb what's his name? What's the name?
Williams.
Caleb Williams. They're not gonna Caleb
Caleb
Murray.
Williams.
And they're not gonna draft Caleb Williams because they're gonna stick with Bryce Young. So they're in a position where they can get rid of, hey, do a Josh Rosen 2.0 over here, bro. Fucking ace, trade his ass. You know what I mean? I would. You're in a position where you could lose the rest of the games of the year and get that pick, baby.
Fucking Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
That guy was the biggest chooch in that draft. 10 other guys were drafted before me. Those guys were better than you. And it proves it now because I think he's Tom Brady's cabana boy in his mansion.
I freaking drank the Colin Cowherd water when he was because he used to love Josh Rosen at that time, and I thought that he was the best quarterback. Because remember, Baker Mayfield was the number 1 quarterback, and then I forget who was drafted number 2. Who was the second quarterback taken in that draft? Baker was 1.
Sam Darnold.
So
Darnold.
It's not saying much, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I thought he was better prepared, but I was so wrong. I've been wrong a lot of times in my life, and that one was like a clear one.
Yep. He's like a Johnny Manziel 2.0.
Oh yeah, but with a lot less snaps of fucking behind under center, because at least Manziel played. While I had more plays than the Rosen.
Did you see the interview they did that they showed with what's his name, the Dolphin coach, fucking
Josh McDaniel. Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel when he was with the Browns.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even he said it. He goes, "Yeah, Manziel never watched no tape. It showed. It fucking showed." Oh man,
right. It did. But again, there's some good storylines there. But I am trading Kyler Murray and get the fuck out of Dodge. But stick a fork in them, they are done too. All right.
Yep.
They're Outback Steakhouse kind of fucking steaks right here. And what about the Patriots, bro? It's time. And I spoke about this in very detail a couple of weeks ago. And dude, Kraft needs to make the call. All right.
I think they're gonna ride out, and that's it.
I mean, let them finish a year if you want to. Fuck it, right? Yep. You're not going anywhere. But I think at the end of the year, there needs to be a conversation where Bill retired. Because if not, I'm going to be forced to retire.
I think they need to have that conversation now and be like, listen. At the end of the year, this is the route we're going. You don't have to leave the organization. You're just not going to be the coach. You want to do like a Bruce Arians type thing where you move up and you're like vice president of operations or this or whatever it is. That's fine. But we need a new coach. We need a new, foundation. We need everything. Mac Jones is not your answer there.
Nope.
Sorry, he's not. I don't get why. Well, now you get why he dropped so far in the draft and why he landed in Belichick's lap. And if people thought that he was going to replace Brady, listen, you have 2 teams that had Tom Brady. And in both scenarios for both organizations, you're never replacing him.
Mm-hmm.
Even the short time he was with Tampa, you're not replacing him. Doesn't matter who you bring in. You're not replacing him there, and you're never replacing him in New England because there's just such a high benchmark that he set in New England that nobody's ever going to climb that ladder and ever reach that rung at the end of it. They're never going to do it.
Yep, absolutely.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing in Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger set the bar. Kenny Pickett's never going to reach it. It's the same thing with the Giants. Eli Manning set a bar. Daniel Jones is never going to reach it. It's some teams, these newer quarterbacks can reach it because quarterbacks in the past, like anybody could reach the top of the ladder in Cleveland. It's not that hard. It's a little mini step ladder.
Yep. And again, with Bill, they'll keep him in the organization doing something, but not as your GM or your vice. Keep him away from drafting, period, unless you need advice about drafting defensive players. Okay, that he still has top game. Offensively, dude, he is still the throwback to I'm going to drive running backs, no wide receivers and, fucking good defense. And that it doesn't work anymore. This game has changed so much, dude. All right.
Yeah.
They need a Sean McVay, that kind of stuff, Mike McDaniel, Kyle Shanahan. This game has evolved so much, bro, that Yeah, defense is very important because still wins championship, but you still got to have that offense and then that ability to put up points and have different schemes because everybody that plays the freaking Patriots knows exactly what's coming week after week from
Yeah,
an offensive side.
yeah. And you went out and they got to be kicking themselves because you go out and you could have had um who is the guy? I always get them confused. The Kobe Myers or Jacoby Myers, whatever his name
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
who
yeah.
wound up
Jacoby
going.
Myers, they signed Juju for the same contract.
You could have just kept Myers,
Yeah,
and
Myers is a better wide receiver.
you'd get more offensive production. They literally do not utilize Juju in anything
Nope.
other than a decoy. He has 14 receptions this year for 86 yards.
Yeah, no, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. I mean, you look at the season Jacoby's having with not great
Yeah.
quarterback either in for Vegas. All right, because
No, well now you got no Garoppolo. Now you have no Garoppolo, so
yeah,
now you're using Brian Hoyer. I honestly would see what Aiden O'Donnell's got at this point. I
I think
mean,
you'll see him next week play. I mean, Hoyer may be the starter, but I think they're going to be bringing in O'Donnell. Devontae Adams is pissed. He wants O'Donnell because he's not getting the fucking ball. And you know what happens every time this season when a wide receiver complains about not getting targets, they fucking blow up the rest of those. AJ Brown, right? Same shit. You know what I mean? It's they got to get Gary Wilson started to complain, but fortunately, you have a
yeah,
quarterback that's got to get him the ball. But people blow up. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, New England needs to move on. It is time for the Bill Belichick era to end.
yeah,
It was a good run, my friend.
yeah.
Leave
You
up
got
the
nothing
team.
left to prove, Phil. You got nothing left to prove. Retire the clam chowder stained hoodies
Yep.
and just sit on your couch with your raggedy underwear on and
Yeah,
just eat
bro.
clam chowder out of the can.
There we go, baby. All day, every day. He probably has an endorsement with one of those fucking can clam chowder. So the hell. So.
He definitely does.
And the Bears, my friend.
Oh,
Here's a
oh.
story of when we got to understand that fantasy football and real football are two different things. Justin Fields is a pretty good fantasy football quarterback, not a real
Yeah,
quarterback. And failed experiment. I thought he was gonna have leaps and bounds. He had two good
yeah,
back-to-back games before last week, but that was against shitty teams. We see what happens when he plays a team that knows what the hell he's gonna do. He's not the answer in Chicago, and it's a damn shame because they had an opportunity to probably draft C.J. Stroud. Put C.J. Stroud in that offense with Cole
oh,
Kmet,
yeah,
DJ Moore, the running backs. My
yeah,
goodness. All right. Darnell Mooney going deep. I mean, picture CJ Stroud in that offense who they could have drafted.
yeah.
Wow.
But they decided to trade the number one pick away to Carolina
Mhm.
because they had confidence in Justin Fields and
Yep. Well, I mean,
not
yeah.
the people have to realize that if any Ohio State quarterback's going to be successful in this league, he's playing in Houston
Mm-hmm.
right now because
Absolutely.
you've seen all the ones that have come out like the Cardell Joneses
Yep.
of the world
Yep.
and Braxton Miller
Oh,
and
fuck Preston.
and now Justin Fields and none of them none of them have amounted to anything in the league. Cardell Jones now is like on the Washington Vipers and like the XFL now.
Yeah, dude, he's killing it out there. Oh, I think he was, but
Well, it's the fucking XFL.
yeah.
I mean,
They merged.
you and me could suit up for one of the teams and we'd
Hey,
be
man,
killing it.
I'll do something out there, bro. I'll throw a 5-yard pass. You're not going to see
I'll,
me
I'll,
run shit.
I'll, all I know is this: I got better play calling than Canada.
Yeah, bro. Fucking Canada, man. That guy is going to be the death of you peoples, bro. And it's a
He's going to
shame
be
because
the
your defense is legit, and you're gonna compete. The AFC North is gonna be a fucking dogfight, no pun intended. Because the Bengals are not totally back either, so you guys are so in the hunt. It's not even funny.
yeah.
And the
And
Ravens got to keep doing stupid
the,
shit like they do in those losses.
the Ravens are hit and
Up
miss
there.
because obviously, well, you kind of got it right in the Tennessee game.
Mhm.
You're playing the Titans, which is
Dude,
obviously they're on this list, so we'll get to them when
yeah,
we get to them.
yeah, exactly.
And then I can do my cook-a-thon on that team, which I'm sure Garrett will appreciate.
Yep. And talking about Cookathon, and I specifically put this little horse over here under the dumpster fire. Because that's what this is right here. The Denver fucking Broncos are a dumpster fire, bro. I mean, the freaking Peyton and Russell Wilson's experiment it is freaking failing miserably, bro. And it's bad from all freaking sizes. Look,
Yeah.
give credit where credit is due. Is one of my favorite words to say. Russ, statistically, numbers is having a better season than last year, right?
Yeah.
But the team is not any better than they were last year. 1-5. I know, their defense is horrible. I mean, everybody can run against them.
Yeah.
It's just really, really bad. I mean, man,
I
any
said it. I've
yeah,
said it in the past. I've said it in the past 2 episodes I've done, where they have to, where they need to just, and they're going to do it, where everybody's available to get traded at this point.
yeah, absolutely.
The only issue is if you're going to take a call on Russell Wilson, your no team is giving you what you want for him
No,
because of that huge extension attached to it. So in essence, you're paying him. If you trade him, you're paying him his guaranteed money to play against you if you trade him, especially within the AFC.
they're gonna be on the hook for that money, regardless.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and
And
yeah,
they're gonna wind up trading Jerry Judy.
yep.
They're
Sutton.
gonna wind up trading Sutton. They're gonna trade Garrett Bowles on the offensive line. The only one they said they're not gonna trade is Patrick Surtain Jr., and that's who they're gonna build their defense around.
Which I'm okay with that. That's a good call.
Which is fine, but Sean Payton's not going to get you anything. Listen, Sean Payton's best years are behind him. Right now, you have the Kevin James version of Sean Payton out there from
Coaching
that
is
shitty movie. Which, if anybody's seen that, that's a fucking.
I know. I saw it.
I think
I had nothing else to watch.
That's worse than 80 for Brady. Okay, and 80 for Brady is a fucking shit show. But yeah, Denver is just. Yeah, it's a dumpster fire. It's a
bad,
garbage
bro.
truck on fire. It's everything and then some.
There's
But it's
literally-
it's a train wreck you want to look away from, but you want to watch to see if they're gonna actually deconstruct this whole team and what are you gonna get for everybody that you trade away.
Absolutely. Look, because they're so heavily. These contracts are not tradable, bro. They're not trade friendly. That's the fucking problem, and that's. I mean, it's like okay, and we got to go to Daniel Jones and the Giants next, right? And we'll compare the two different quarterbacks of how easy you get rid of one as opposed to the other. Russ has way too much guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Way too much guaranteed money. There's no wiggle room, so you're stuck with him. You do have value in Jared Judy. I think Jared Judy in a decent offense, you got to get a good number 2 out of him. And I know Jared Judy well. He's from Deerfield. I know people that went to college with him. I mean, high school with him. They even work for me. I see the skills, but yeah, he got drafted way too early, right? So, but Sutton is a good wide receiver, not a number 1 again either. But they had tools on paper that you thought the Russ was going to be the issue. And Nathaniel Hackett right now is smiling with a big grin.
Oh yes, he is.
He's proving that it wasn't just me. Yeah, I suck as a fucking coach, as a head coach. He does suck. Couldn't manage himself with a fucking paperback. However, he got all the blame, wrongfully so. It was not just him. It was a complete dumpster fire, and everybody else should have gotten the blame. Russ should have gotten a big part of the blame. Coaching staff, everybody else. So Nathaniel Hackett, like I told you, it wasn't just me.
You saw it in the Jet game. Russell Wilson literally, not a play on words either, not friggin' figuratively, not metaphorically, none of that. Literally fumbled the game away. He fumbled it away. And it's one of those, again, where, you know how everybody takes Tom Brady and Belichick, who made who better?
Yeah.
Still need to give Pete Carroll in Seattle his credit because he made Russell Wilson in Seattle. Because you see now the story of 4 guys, Tom Brady, Belichick, Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll. Brady made Belichick better, and Pete Carroll made Russell Wilson better. It's like the polar opposite, but they both are the same story.
Gino may not look as good as he did last year, but they're still over 500 and playing better ball than the Broncos, right? And that was a tough. They could have won that game against the Bengals. They just could not. They fucked all that up. But they technically could have been 4-1. You know what I mean? So, or whatever. What are they, 3-2 now? I think. But it is. I know they won like 3 straight.
Yeah, they would have been 1.
4-1. Yeah, exactly. So whatever, man. You know what I mean? Definitely Pete Carroll, bro. His coaching stock and his legacy has just risen a lot in the next 2 years. He's up there
Yeah.
now and that pedestal with Reed, Belichick, all these guys because hey, it was all fucking
The only thing he doesn't
huge.
have compared to Belichick and Reed are the Super Bowls. But
Exactly. The amount of Super Bowls. You got it.
yeah, the amount he's got one,
He got
but he
one.
doesn't.
And
The
he
Bowl. He
made
should
what?
have.
He appeared in another one,
Yeah,
but again, look, it could have gone the other way if it would have like the right play call would have been done. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But yeah, absolutely. Bill Bell. I mean, Pete Carroll made Russell Wilson, and we're gonna roll with that.
yeah.
And like I said, jumping onto my Giants, fuck them. All right, they're not doing anything this year. It's gonna be a dump. I'm hoping that we could just turn it around a little bit, just to like I don't know, man, just look respectable. But Saquon was a bright spot last week, even though he's a little rusty, but it is what it is, man. That offensive line is fucking Swiss cheese. It makes your offensive line of the Steelers look like the steel curtain. All right, you know what I mean, dude? It's unreal. All right, how bad that offensive line is. Because I mean, Tyrod goes in there, looks a little bit better, but he's still running for his life. He's still
Yeah.
only able to complete a 5-yard pass. They can't go deep. And it's not like I
Well,
mean we don't have like super stud wide receivers, but we got a lot of burners, right? We got Jalen Hyatt can burn, so is Slayton, right? But we
yeah.
can't get the balls to those guys.
Well,
Freaking
at least
Waller is
Evan,
like Juju Smith Schuster, just with a lot more yardage, but he gets a lot of targets and a lot of receptions. It's everything, 46 yards, 50
well,
yards.
at least Evan Neal didn't perform an illegal block in the back on his own
Yeah,
tight end this time.
that fucking guy, bro. Hey, fuck Evan Neal too, man. I see that guy on the street, and I swear I backslap his ass. You know,
Well, he calls everybody a burger flipper.
yeah,
He may be working at Wendy's or Dairy Queen in the next few months, flipping those same burgers.
bro.
So
How can a guy that can't hold fucking water in a fucking glass be pissed about the fans being upset at him for playing like shit? You're playing like shit, dude. Take it like a
I
man,
guess he
bro.
doesn't realize how. I guess he doesn't realize how sports works.
Mm-hmm.
We
We
cheer
pay
you
your
when you're
salary,
playing
asshole.
good. We cheer you when you're good, and we bash you when you're bad. Whether it's a single player, the team, the coach, doesn't matter. That's just what it is. And if that's something that a player is going to get mad about, then maybe you're in the wrong field. Maybe you should fucking be an accountant or something. I don't really know what to tell Evan Neal, but I can tell you this much: I don't flip burgers, bitch.
First of all, dude, that dude ain't that damn bright to be an accountant. And you don't have to be that bright to be an accountant because everything is spreadsheets nowadays and you have formulas and you have fucking tables.
Yeah.
That dude, F him, bro. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed and he's not that good of a damn lineman either. So he could go pound sand. I got your burger right here, bitch. So
Fuck
that
him.
guy, man. But look, and now talking about quarterbacks, right? At least Daniel Jones' contract and people bitch about the $45 million. I get it, dude. But he doesn't have nowhere near the amount of guaranteed money. And after
No.
next year, you'll be able to get rid of Daniel Jones. And you already guaranteed a majority of his freaking money in the signing bonus.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that, yes, you're going to take a hit, but people will trade for Daniel Jones because of that contract. All right?
Yeah.
A whole lot easier than they will for Russell Wilson.
Or even Deshaun Watson.
Absolutely. Oh, no, forget John Watson is like, shit, man. Nobody's got to touch it. Supposedly he's supposed to play this week. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he's okay with Mei Ling or cream of some young guy. One of the two, right? It's.
I don't see why. I mean, they had no business winning that game against the Niners.
No.
And let's be honest, it was gifted to them because that hit on Moore from Gibson, I'm sorry, was not what they called it. The pass interference they called like 5 minutes later was should have been more on Amari Cooper than it was on Travarius Ward, which again, but the NFL officiating is atrocious. But you can't solely blame NFL officiating for a loss because even though you were down McCaffrey and Debo Samuel, you still have Ayuk. You still have friggin' Man Bun Kittle. You have friggin' Elijah Mitchell. You have Kyle Juszczyk. You have weapons available at your disposal, and you didn't utilize them.
Their third string running back, Mason, is nasty as well, right? And it's one of those things that if anything was going to go wrong and everything was going to go wrong, is that game. Purdy was due for a bad game and a loss after winning so many freaking games. And that was it. Weather was bad. You're playing a top fucking 3 defense in the league. Just one of those things, man. And they almost won it. So.
And what's funny about all that is because obviously Cleveland's got. I'll admit it. They have a top 10 defense, right?
They do. I think they're close to like
They
top 5, top
they
6. And
they've given up. We're going into week 7, and they've only given up a total of 1,000 offensive yards. But there's only one quarterback in the league who's thrown for over 200 yards against them.
Pickett.
And nobody. I knew you would know it, but nobody else knew it. So if everybody's saying that Brock Purdy is better than Kenny Pickett, well, we beat the Browns. You didn't. So give the 49ers something else to complain about now.
Now, Jim, 76 of those yards was one fucking pass to Pickens, bro. That's why Pickens is special. It was a 30-yard pass, bro.
200 yards is 200 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care how you get it, but he got it.
And do credit, bro. He was on his ass when he threw that pass. He didn't see Pickens catch the ball. He stuck in there, bro. He let it go, and he hit him right in his hands, baby. So it was a pretty good damn pass. While he was on the ground.
Yep.
Oh man. So yeah, no, my Giants at this point, man, stick a fork in them. They're done. Shit. If we're playing Washington, I'm hoping we get a win this week, just to for moral support here. But they're done. They're done.
I'll commend Barkley for this.
Me too.
Because they obviously asked him, with the trade deadline looming, and he came out. He said, I don't want to be traded. I want to finish my career here, even though he could get money elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Another team will overpay for his skill set, but he wants to stay and play for the Giants, and I commend that. Is he going to give them a hometown discount?
No, not next year.
It's one of those you're going to have to evaluate it in the offseason, because what if he goes on this tear now where you're going to have to pay him, and will the Giants pony up the money?
Remember, he could get franchise tag again because he took the franchise tender this year. So he's eligible to get it. Now, he's going to get paid a shitload of money on his second franchise tag, right? More than what he's making now. But the Giants have that option as well. So listen, from a team standpoint, depending on what everything pans out here, and again, he missed like 3 games. You might just franchise tag his ass again. He might not be happy, but it might be the best case scenario for the Giants and probably for him. So we'll see. We'll see. Those guys are going to be tangling, bro. And if you sign Barkley long term, you can't give him a 3-year deal, right? It has to be a fucking 2 years, 2 years. Maybe give him a third, whatever. It has to be something small, man, because he's unfortunately, dude. He's got to get hurt. That's like a given.
Yeah, I would give him at least at the most 3.
Yeah,
nothing more than that, because he's already hitting that span of where a running back's career starts.
Yep.
Decline. And the reason why he's already there is because he's been hurt so much.
Yeah, exactly.
There's only so many anomalies in this league where running backs at an older age are still performing like a Derrick Henry
and McCaffrey.
Not many are doing that. And if Barkley didn't get hurt as much, he'd be on that level.
Yep, absolutely.
But because he's been injured so much, because the offensive line is
this year's not going to help him.
It's just atrocious. This year hurts him in a contract negotiation, regardless if he rushes for over 1,000 yards this year, say 15 touchdowns at this point. It still hurts his value. It still hurts it. There'll be Giants fans that sit there and say, give him 5 years. Give him what he wants. No, you're an idiot. This is why stats and analytics, even though as much as I can't stand every analytic thing that's out there, but in football, there's certain analytics that you use to gauge a player's worth. Injuries is part of that. So if you don't understand that, do me a favor. Do not watch football. Do not watch us talk about football. Just sit in your basement, play Dungeons and Dragons with your nose-picking dorky friends, and that's it. And just shut the fuck up and let the fucking real people discuss what needs to be discussed. Thank you, and have a good night, ass.
That's it, bro.
Say hello to my friend.
Hey, man. Say hello to my little friend. That's a good. Of course, that's the one everybody loves. Oh man, hey Gina. One of my favorite lines in the movie. We're gonna go back when he's sitting at the damn restaurant with Gina and Manny, and he's all fucking high as shit. He goes, "Look at that, man. I got a junkie for a wife, man. Her womb is so polluted. She can't even have a little baby, man. Here's that looking guy. It's like,
Give her another Quaalude, she'll love me in the morning.
yeah, give her another Quaalude. She'll love me in the best party, bro. Hey, say hello to the bad guy. Fucking idiot. They want to spoil my $100 suit, man.
You need people like me so you can point and say, there's the bad guy.
Yeah, pour your fucking filthy fingers at me.
Oh, God.
Talking about
Iconic.
filthy. It's iconic. Talking about filthy, though, bro. The fucking Titans are filthy. They're just
Oh,
filthy in the wrong way. I mean, look, you got
oh,
three quarterbacks that don't amount to one starting quarterback in the NFL. I don't know
nope.
why they drafted Will Levis if they're starting Malik Willis. If they're putting Malik Willis in the lineup after freaking Tannehill goes down. And more of the same of last year.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny because after Malik Willis played last week, because we all remember when Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett came out in the same year, it was the whole debate: do the Steelers take Willis or do they take Kenny Pickett if both are
Oh,
available?
my gosh.
Thank God we took Kenny Pickett
There was some
because
common sense there.
Malik Willis, and I said it, he wasn't NFL ready. But the Titans aren't doing this kid no favors by not giving him any first team reps. So what do you expect him to do when he's out there? But the one thing Malik Willis has to learn to do is not hold on to the ball for 6 hours because you are going to get annihilated. And he did. What was it, like in 3 minutes? The Ravens racked up like 7 fucking sacks in like 3 minutes. Mike Rabel needs to go. Tannehill's done. They're going to try to trade Derrick Henry.
Yeah. I would too. I mean, he has value. He still, like you said, he still has, performance but left this year. So yeah, trade him to a contender because they got to give you some great assets in return for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, just don't trade him to the fucking Chiefs because they're trying to get everybody.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I mean, they got McCole Hardman back.
That was the dumbest thing ever. Somebody tweeted, we just traded for McCall Hardman. And I said, that makes no sense because when he was a free agent, you could have just re-signed him. So in essence, you gave up a draft pick to give up a guy you could have just kept.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That is absolutely true.
And the Jets were dumb for never utilizing him in anything. Until last week, they utilized him for what, like 2 plays? And it was probably just as a decoy.
And that was the gadget guy they brought in for Rodgers, right? Because they can't do those plays with Zachy. So it's a reason why they got. And it was good. But you know what? 6 and a 7, bro. Come on, shit. They got a lot more than they did, man. I mean, they at that point with his production down and not being utilized. Watching Kansas City, he's not going to have like 20 freaking touchdowns or 10 or whatever, but he'll score 3 or 4 times because they got to use him the same way they used him last year, which is they need the help. They need the help. So Mr. Pfizer is not phasing the end zone right now as much as they want to. So,
well, he's finding Taylor's end zone, that's for sure.
Well, for sure, in and out of the game, baby.
It doesn't matter. He's in and out of her blank space.
Yep, all the way down, baby. Down.
And all he does is shake it off.
Yo, I hope he is, bro, because shit, it's not even that fucking hot. Anyway, but going back to the Titans, dude. So yeah, you got 3 quarterbacks that don't amount to one. You got Derrick Henry, who's a Hall of Famer, probably one of the best running backs in the history of this game, and he's still doing it, bro. I mean, they just, and it's a shame because the backup running back, Tajay Spears, is nice. It's really nice. So you got 2 guys that you could actually line up together because Tajay can catch it if you had a semi, serviceable quarterback, right? Think about it. Their offensive line is not bad. They got a really good defense. DeAndre Hopkins can still catch. When Traylon Burks get back, he has another good wide receiver. Okonkwo is not being utilized because it's Tannehill. Okonkwo is a good tight end. You know what I mean? He's like a Colt Kmet, more athletic. They just don't have a quarterback. I mean, that's just the bottom line. If you're going to put Malik Willis in there, dude, don't expect Malik Willis to make these throws. You're going to have to put him on a Tebow kind of style, right? Let him use the athleticism. You got to get more out of him running the football more than throwing it, and with Derrick Henry. But you got to come up with something. But like you said, bro, Vrabel is not the guy to come up with shit like, out of the box, right? He's not that kind of guy. He's not that kind of coach, right?
He's not a Kyle Shanahan, a Sean McVay, a Mike McDaniel type coach, and that's the thing with these older coaches like the Belichick's. The game's evolved and it's passed them by, and they're just mainstays because like in New England, Belichick. The reason why he's still there is because you had the 20+ year dynasty. And that's the reason why he's still there. It's, Andy Reid
is the only one.
The only one who isn't a mainstay because he can evolve with the game.
He did.
Belichick can't do it because Belichick is just like, nope. Like we said a little while ago, it's just this is what we're doing. That's it. Take it or
Yep.
leave it. Fuck you. I don't care. I'm going home to my dog. He's drafting everybody this year.
Andy Reid is the only one that's been able to evolve with the times and the game. Give him props.
But what Kansas City's missing, and this is something that me and Garrett touched on a little bit last weekend, is when you look at the when you look at the Eagles and the Chiefs, the Eagles situation is that they're more in a new coordinator situation.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to gel to a new system. Kansas City isn't as dominant as they were because they're missing Eric Bieniemy.
Yep.
Who will become the new head coach?
Oh yeah,
the Denver Broncos, because it is the perfect situation on a team in a rebuild, a first-year head coach who's been an offensive coordinator juggernaut for years now, who should have already been a head coach. But that's what they're missing in Kansas City is that they're not as dominant as they were, because Kansas City should be blowing out everybody. The only team they blew out was the Bears.
That's it.
I mean, you lost to the Lions. You almost lost to the fucking Jets. You almost lost to Zach Wilson.
Dude, anybody can blow out the fucking Bears. All right. At one point, they were leading by 20 points or 15 points. The Denver Broncos were. They were blowing out the Bears at one point.
I think if you, me, Garrett, his co-host Jalen, Aaron from Brutally Honest, Brent and Dave from 1420 Sports formed a football team, we could beat the fucking Bears.
Probably. The Bears.
And if we got the cast of Little Giants, because I'm sure Becky O'Shea, Icebox, could probably still tackle.
Yeah, she's probably still huge, though.
Yeah. So, hot to trot, but she still got a squat.
There we go, baby. Hit that PAT. The Tennessee Titans are a mess, bro. It's a shame. Good defense, good offensive line, good running back, good wide receivers. My gosh, nobody at home at a quarterback. Stake a fork, bro. I don't care if they're 2-4. They might go up and down. They're not making the playoffs.
No.
And just
right now, Tennessee is a below mid team.
Yep.
They're not even mid. They're way below mid.
Yep. Exactly.
There's not even a word to describe where they're at right now.
Mm-hmm. The next team, the Vikings, I know everybody's going to be like, you're crazy, bro. Look, they won last week. No, listen, brother. Jefferson being out for a extended period of time. I like Addison. I like KJ Osborne. But their defense sucks so much, bro, that when the reason they were staying in all these games is because Jefferson was there. Addison is getting some love. Second guy, right? The Thielen of the new – he's a new age Thielen for that team, right? More athletic, faster, right? I think the kid, no doubt, can probably be a number one in the Giants, and fucking kill it. I mean, he has skills. But look, as great – and Kirk is leading the league, I think, in passing yards, all right? So he's out there like in the top 5 categories on everything offensively. However, bro, that defense, just like last year, they didn't do anything to improve it. And they thought that by bringing Flores in was going to be the Band-Aid. I mean, Flores cannot go out there and tackle. And let me break it to you, bro. Flores is not that good of an effing coach, head coach, or a defensive coordinator. Everybody knows what he's going to do on defense. I mean, if he was that good, you think he would have stayed? He would have stayed with you guys as your DC, but he didn't, because Tomlin was like, "Hey, I give you a shot, dude."
Tomlin in essence kind of was like, "Hey, listen, you're in a shit situation with the whole, with the whole thing when Belichick leaked the text messages between him and Flores, with the whole thing with the Giants and with all that nonsense." Yeah. And Tomlin was like, you know what? I'll throw you a fucking bone. Come over here, and we'll just make up a title for you. Like what they did in Casino with Sam Ace Roski, where it's like, he's running the joint, but it's like, okay, you're the assistant director of beverages or some shit. Because Flores had a different title. He's like the assistant secretary to the traveling secretary or some nonsense.
He's a secretary to the secretary, assistant director of things without importance. It's shit like that. So and it's showing. And it's showing. That's because if he was that coveted, he would have a star. You would have a DC anywhere else, right? But yeah, that's how desperate the Vikings are. That defense is soft. They can't do shit. And it's one of those things that they could score the points, but they're going to lose all the games, all the close games. And a good defensive team is going to shut down Kirk, right? That offense does have holes, right? And now that Jefferson's not there, the hole just got freaking bigger. So, and he's not going to be back. Trust me, if that team has 3 wins by the time Jefferson is cleared, if I'm the Vikings, I'm like, yo, we're gonna pay him. Doesn't matter, but just fucking
Yeah,
keep him out because the last thing we need is for this guy to get a fucking torn ACL as well. So,
yeah. And the other thing is, if Minnesota's smart, if Kirk Cousins is smart here,
mhm.
waive your no trade clause.
I would.
But when he does it, because being since he controls it, he's got to okay. I'll waive it, but I'm not going to the Cardinals. I'm not going to Tennessee. I'm going to a playoff contending team. So, like
Dude,
in essence, if you wanted to trade him to say the Jets,
mhm.
which would make sense because he's a free agent at the end of the year. You don't have to pay him anything.
Dude,
Minnesota's going to pay him for the rest of the year anyway. Whatever guaranteed money he's got, Minnesota's already paid him. So you're not paying him anything. So going to the Jets, in essence, you could keep Rodgers out the rest of the year. Cousins will get you into the playoffs with the weapons
absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
with Brees Hall as the main running back because
He's
Dalvin Cook
back.
is pretty much Dalvin Cook is done. He's on the trade block.
They're gonna trade
You
his
have
ass.
Garrett Wilson. You have Randall
Good.
Cobb. You have Conklin and the other tight end. I can't pronounce his name. Uzmata, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
You have
Uzama, whatever. Uzama, yeah.
yeah. They have a good defense, something
They do.
Minnesota doesn't have, and Kirk Cousins will get you at least to the wild card. I mean, you may not win it, but you'll get there.
You know who they could even trade him to, and they got to get a huge return because Kirk Cousins has a lot of value, right? Kirk Cousins is not a bad quarterback. All right, he's a damn good quarterback. You know, he's almost borderline elite. Just hasn't had the history of winning, and when it matters the most. But he is an elite quarter. He's almost there. He could get you to where you need to do. Put him in the Titans, and I'll guarantee you the Titans are going to be better off with Kirk Cousins at the helm. Kirk Cousins may not want to go there, but that'll be the story. But put Kirk in the Titans. Think about that,
Yeah.
right? Shit, that team will be turned. That team, that and then you got to talk about the Titans, get him off. Take the fork out because I think there's a little more. He's not done. They're not done yet. Leave him on the grill a little longer.
Yeah, I mean, hell, you could put Kirk on the Browns. He'd make him more fucking.
Oh my
He'd make
gosh,
him
yeah.
a team, especially with
Amari Cooper, bro. Amari Cooper's nice. You got Elijah Mitchell hasn't been utilized correctly. He's got shit. Even then the backups after that, Peoples Jones and stuff like that. Even without Chubb, all right, with Ford and Kareem Hunt people forget that Kareem Hunt and with KC they utilize him a lot in the passing game.
Yeah.
So no, there's teams that could use him absolutely, and he has a lot of value. And it's like the stock market, bro. You got to trade when the value is high. You know what I'm saying? That's where you got to make your money.
You could put him even with if you really wanted to do this, and it would be kind of stupid to do it because they're in the same division. Green Bay.
Yeah, but they
because,
got to stick with Love.
because Jordan Love is not ready. He's not
But,
the
yeah,
answer.
but they got to stick with Love because they have so much invested time wise on him. You know what I mean, dude? That's gonna be one of those that they're gonna see what they have within 2 years, and then they're gonna move on after that. So
It's a lot of wasted time invested, but
it is. It is.
I think Green Bay did that to kind of push Rodgers out sooner, and Rodgers is like, yeah, no, I see your game plan. You're playing checkers. I'm playing chess. I'm fucking staying. That's it. Fuck you. I'm gonna leave. I'm ready to leave.
I'm winning
That's
2
it.
MVPs and show you motherfuckers that you should have got me another fucking wide receiver and
Yeah.
another running back.
I mean, even that in the Rodgers situation, there's only so long you could expect the quarterback to make the weapons when you don't draft them.
Yep.
And Rodgers at this point was just like, you know what? I'm fed up. I'm not going to be part of a rebuild. And that's why he wound up going to the Jets because it's a team that's literally almost rebuilt. The only thing you were missing is the quarterback. That was all you were missing because Zach Wilson will keep you in a game for so long, but Zach Wilson's not getting you to the playoffs in what really is now a 2-team race between the Bills and the Dolphins.
Yep, absolutely. The Bills and the Dolphins, and the Dolphins right now, if they don't get hurt, a big game this weekend. They're going against the Eagles. That's another telltale. I mean, they failed their first test, which is against the Bills, right? And I think the Eagles are going to match up really well. They have the secondary that is also a physical secondary, just like the Bills were, and it's got to give Tariq and Jalen Waddle. Because those two guys, when you're dealing with speedsters, bro, you gotta get physical with them, brother. You gotta bump the hell out of them, bro. All right, they make them uncomfortable. That's how you beat speed, and they have the secondary to do that, and the front line to rush as well to make Tua try to get rid of it a lot quicker than they usually do. So it's a big test for them. If the Dolphins beat The Eagles this week, which is going to be tough because the Eagles are going to come back ham on.
Yeah,
They want to like fuck. We lost last week. This cannot happen 2 weeks in a row. It's a
yeah.
crappy loss last week to go against the Dolphins now. But it's going to be an interesting test. This is a real test for the Dolphins, and it's kind of like a real kind of like making game, right? It's a tell of the tape kind of game to see how real the Dolphins are.
But even like with the Niner Brown game, and even though the Browns had no reason winning that game at all, what the Eagle Jet game is sort of similar because it's that game where, in essence, you know the Eagles and the Niners were undefeated teams, right?
Yep.
So they're on this high horse, and they feel that they're untouchable, and now they got touched, and it humbles you a bit now, and it kind of gets you back to, all right, we're not this dominant team we think we are, but we could still win. But we can't go in there with this cocky mentality anymore. We're going to just go in and decimate all like we're fucking Dominic Toretto and Fast and the Furious 39 on a fucking, on a fucking turbocharged wheelchair.
Yep.
But the Eagles will bounce back, but I think Miami, because you have speedsters, Tariq Hill literally you could throw him a 5-yard little dink pass and he'll take it for 40. So listen, it's a tough game for both. It's a tough battle for both teams. And thank God that's the Sunday night game because that's the sexiest matchup of the week.
That's the juiciest matchup of the week right there.
Yeah.
So Jim, talking about juicy, a lot of these steaks were all fucking overdone. That's why we stick a fork in them because they're done. I think we're gonna revisit this category again with the other teams when we do pretenders and contenders, I guess, because these are going to be the teams that are eventually going to be in the bubble, kind of. So,
yeah,
that's what I got, man. All right, Jim. Before I move on, man, let me share a word from our sponsors, Bet US, where the game begins. Biggest sign-on bonus in the industry. All right, 125% sign-on bonus. If you use check out the link, it's going to be in the description. Definitely go check out Bet US, man. If you're a degenerate like I am. Jim, unfortunately, is becoming kind of a little bit of a degenerate as well because he's sharing me his fucking parlays week after week, and he's hooked. So anyway, hey, here's the words from our sponsors of Bet US, where the game begins.
I've been to 56 straight home games.
I've tailgated 61 times.
I've been to 31 practices. I've collected 17 autographs.
I've had 27 beers spilt on me. Make that 28.
I've got one sports book.
I've got one sports book. I've got one sports book.
BetUS.com.
Sign up at BetUS and get a massive 125% bonus.
All right, baby. So, Jim, you ready to do some pick'ems? Let's scroll down to the pick'ems, bro. Let me pull up the screen here. Share. Let's. What do we do? Oh, wait a minute. Got the wrong crap here. Let me share let's share our screen, and let's do some ESPN pick'ems here. Let's pick against the spread here. All right. Let me go back. Go to the studio. Bring this bad boy up here. All right, and you notice I picked right in the first game of the week, which was Thursday. If you notice right there, I picked Jacksonville plus 3.5, and that baby hit, baby. You know what I'm saying? So Raiders and Bears. I know the Raiders. Raiders are favorite, regardless of who's starting quarterback, but they're both playing with their backups. Who you got in this game? I know who I have. It's gonna be an ugly game though.
Well, in the picks me and Garrett do, which is straight up, I took the Raiders, so I would take them.
Me too. Me too.
Stud.
I got the Raiders
because
as well.
That Raiders backup is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that kid's gonna do. He's an undrafted guy. I mean, let's say, imagine if they got a Purdy out of him. It'll be an easy decision to trade Fields.
Definitely we already got one.
Yeah, I know. Definitely got the Raiders. I think that Purdy issue is like once in every millennium or some shit like that. We're not going to see another one to like, the 2100 year or whatever the hell it is when you and I are both so long dead. It's not even funny.
Yeah. I'll be in
Browns and Colts. You got Minshew Magic here who played really bad last week. Turned it over like 4 times. I think if Deshaun plays, I got the Browns on this one. What do you think?
I unfortunately, I had to hold in my vomit when I typed in my picks to Garrett this week. Yeah, even without Deshaun Watson,
I think the defense. Yep.
and yet I think the Browns are still going to beat the Colts. I
Okay.
mean, you have Jonathan Taylor, but what's he going to do against that front line of the defensive line? He's not going to do much. So,
nope.
I hate to say it, Cleveland Browns fans. This is the second time this year I fucking picked your shit elves team. I can't stand doing it. My stomach is churning as I'm saying it, but you guys will win. Although I rather this game end like the scene in Dark Knight when Heinz Field just fucking collapses.
Okay.
But they will win, unfortunately, while Watson is at Becky Sue's blow 'em and go spa, watching on a big screen in the waiting room while getting serviced by 4 Asians. That's, unfortunately, the fucking Browns. God, I hate picking them.
Whatever, it's Cleveland, bro. You never know what you're getting over there. Before we start, man, listen, I'm on a streak, all right? Look, I'm 53 and 41, all right? Look, 92%. I'm doing pretty darn good. I'm actually in the league as well. I'm tied for number 2. So no pressure, okay, man? All right, don't fuck my shit up. All right, so far, so good. There's a lot of points. It's a lot of points against the New England Patriots, man. But I feel very confident that it's another one for Bill, who scored like fucking 6 points in the last 3 games or something like that. I don't know.
Well, that Patriot defense is decimated. Gonzalez is out the year. I think Judon's out for the rest of the year.
Yep. The only thing that they're saving grace is now like in the toilet. So we don't have to discuss much here, right? The Bills, absolutely.
Yeah.
Here you go, man. Matchup of the week for us Giants fans. Hey, this fucking toilet water, bro.
I would go.
I'll let you pick.
I would go with the team with 1,000 names at this point. Mm-hmm. I would go with Washington. Sam Howell is. I mean, granted, he's tied with Jones for getting sacked the most in the league. The reason why nobody bashes Howell the way they do Jones for it is because Washington's winning, the Giants are losing. So, unfortunately, you guys are going to wind up being 1-6.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And Washington's going to win this. I mean, I honestly don't even think it's going to be that close of a game.
Me too. I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, last week we pulled one out of our asses. We had a chance to be more competitive. Tyrod Taylor screwed the poocher, audibling, calling an audible right before the half, and we had no opportunity to do anything. So, just one of those things. I agree with you. As much as I hate giving the Commandos a fucking win, it's bullshit. But when I do my picks this week, I might skip this game just at a moral high. Might go to confession. The Atlanta Falcons and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Look, Baker had a rough game the week before, but Baker's been playing good ball. And I think it's a rebound game. What do you think?
I don't know, because I know Baker got hurt in the last game.
So, he's questionable, but he's going to play. He's the one thing about Baker. He plays through injury, man. He's his own worst enemy.
His whole career's been fucking questionable, but
yeah, but this is the best year I think I've ever seen him play. Even the year that he went.
I'll give him that. He's definitely played a lot better in Tampa than he ever has in Cleveland. Desmond Ritter's not the guy in Atlanta.
No.
He's definitely. I mean, they got something there with Bijan Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they finally managed to get the ball to Kyle Pitts, which Kyle Pitts should be on a contending team, not stuck in Atlanta, just running routes and sitting there going, look at me, I'm open.
I'm wide open.
But let's throw it to Drake London, who's got like 5 people on him.
Yep. Hit me, I'm open, coach.
I gotta take Tampa.
Me too. I think I love the spread. The 2.5, that's a really friendly fucking spread. I'll tell you that. Yeah. And I'm shocked here. And I get it. It's the Ravens, right? But for Detroit to be the underdog here, I don't know. It's Vegas, I think, trying to tell us something, right?
That's very, to me, that's disrespectful, because Detroit has been, and I said it in the offseason, they're going to be a team that plays with a chip on their shoulder. They got the right coach. They got a decent built team. I picked the Lions, and our picks are Steele and Teal to win, and I'm taking the Lions here too.
I'm gonna pick them too. I know Montgomery's hurt, but I think it's another opportunity for Jamar Gibbs, who they were high on, to really show what he's made of, right? And I
Yeah.
think they're gonna use him in other ways to make him successful, because it's been a problem with the carries. He's
Yeah.
just not getting a lot of yards when he carries. He could catch the ball really darn good, but dude, look, Goff isn't playing out of his mind. All right, and he started playing out of his mind last year when they went on the hot streak before they made the playoffs. So I'm with you, man. I think it's a complete disrespect. I get it. It's the Ravens, but the Ravens offense is not what it's cut out to be, man. Bateman is like masturbating in the sidelines because it's still just Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers.
That guy's dropping passes you should catch. And then you have these announcers. Well, he hasn't had a lot of practice and this, that, and the third. Well, whose fault is it for fucking getting injured all the time? Come on.
No, he's a pro.
You mean to tell me one thrown right at your chest, you can't catch it? Lamar couldn't have thrown a better ball in that situation.
No.
For him not to catch that. Come on.
Bateman,
and I'll give Lamar his credit.
Right.
I'll give Lamar his credit because he's developed into being a better quarterback than what he was when he first came into the league. He's a bit more accurate now. And that's another thing. You give him weapons to throw to, like Zay Flowers. You have your security blanket, Mark Andrews.
Bateman should be having a field day out there, bro. Because all the attention is Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers. Dude, Zay Flowers is a legit fucking wide receiver. And yeah, he's small, but dude, that dude is just, when he catches the ball, he makes plays. He's a playmaker. So Bateman should be out there like, dude, not dropping bullshit passes. He should be feasting. 4 or 5 targets. He should be converting 3 of them for like 90 yards at least, man, because he is the third option. And, forget about OBJ. He's just out there. OBJ is just a high, fucking expensive decoy, and he's not even good at that anymore. So
OBJ gets hurt drinking water out of the Gatorade bottle.
That's true. He gets hurt fucking sitting down, all right, and missing the bench or something. But yeah, Detroit Lions, I am going to go with that, plus 3.5 if it's a close game. And, the Ravens have been in a lot of close games. But if they lose, I think they're still going to cover. So I definitely got Detroit. I think Detroit's going to win outright anyway. Here we go, baby. This is all you. You tell me. Whatever you tell me, I'm going to pick in this game. You think your Steelers are also being disrespected, brother?
Well, yeah, but, then again, it's duly deserved.
The Rams are a good team.
The Rams are. They're very pass happy, but, the thing is this: Joey Porter Jr. is getting more playing time this week.
Is he going to start?
He fucking better because he better be starting because Patrick Peterson, all he does is chirp on social media and then he can't back it up and he's getting fucking burnt by like Odell Beckham of all people, who he shouldn't be getting burnt by. But Porter should be starting at this point, and I don't ever bet against my team. So anybody watching who does watch, you already know I'm picking the Steelers. I'm not gonna pick. Listen, I'm not gonna. I think the Rams are a decent team. Don't get me wrong, but Deontay's back.
Here's a nugget for you. So far we know Kyron Williams has been top 5 running back in the league, right? He's hurt. He's out. He's not gonna be out 4 games. They got a bunch of like cab drivers as backup running back because even their backup running back is bad, Ronnie Rivers or whatever. So that's one thing that's going to affect this passing offense because he was a big part of it. Yes, Nakua and Kupp are legit. The Kupp is back. That guy's just a freaking machine, right? Because he's just back and goes over 100 yards reception and even catches a touch on the last one back-to-back games. We'll see that. But I think one thing that we're going to see this, right? If you look at last year, this is when Najee Harris started playing better after the bye week. The difference is the bye week is a lot earlier this year. That's something to take into consideration. Hoping being a momentum builder for you guys.
Need something, because all the changes Tomlin talked about that they were going to make, they didn't make none at all. So,
okay, I'm good with that. I like this, and it is, and I think it's going to be a close game because you guys just played nothing but close games. And your bother is about Matthew, bro. Matthew, it's older, and Matthew's going to get sacked, and you guys are going to sack Matthew. So,
oh yeah.
Seattle Seahawks and Arizona. Arizona just gives up the look. I'm just going to go Seahawks right away. I mean, Arizona plays good football, man, but yeah, I think it's bounce back game for Geno.
Yep. The Geno, that defense.
Yep. That secondary is legit.
Yeah.
The The Packers in this shithole show. I am shocked. This game has that low of a spread. Packers,
This should be a fucking pick'em game. You're talking about two trash teams playing each other. It's like friggin' this is like if you had one dirty stripper boxing another dirty stripper in the ring. It's just going to be a fucking shit show.
Here's my prediction.
I would take Green Bay.
Me too. Here's my prediction, right? Aaron Jones is going to play this week because it's a soft-ass run defense, and both him and Dylan are going to get in the end zone.
I wouldn't be surprised if both rush for over 100.
Yep, it's true. I mean, yeah, but they're both getting in the end zone. This is one of the parlays I might go risky on.
Yeah.
The Chargers, who, wow, you know what I mean? 2-3 again, against the Chiefs. Listen, both guys play really well against each other. Justin Herbert elevates, and so does Patrick Mahomes. And they face each other, always close games. Who do you think here, man? You think the Chiefs are finally, they've been close to losing the last couple of weeks. What do you think? Drop my mouse.
This is going to be a close one. They're definitely going to sling it back and forth between Herbert and Mahomes, that's for sure. But what's the spread on it? What is it? It's got
5.5. 5.5. I think that's a lot. I think Chiefs win, and it's going to be a 3-point game.
But the Chargers cover. Yeah.
On that, I'm with you.
I would take the Chargers as far as the spread, but the Chiefs will win it.
Me too. I'm okay with that. Dolphins are the underdog against the Philadelphia Eagles.
See, now that's a bit odd.
That's a bit odd. And plus 1.5 is one of those you'll be like, shit, here you got to pick the guy that's going to win. It's pretty much, right? 1.5, you got two good teams, and okay, plus 1.5, minus 1.5. Shit, man. It's at this point, it's a coin flip. Who's going to win? Pretty much. What do you think? Let's see if we differ here.
The Eagles got a better secondary right now than the Dolphins do. I mean, Jalen Ramsey's on his way back, but I don't think he hasn't played. So he's not playing in this game, I don't think. And if he is, he's going to be rusty as hell.
Dude, he won't be able to stick Devontae Smith or freaking AJ Brown.
No, but then again, Julio Jones is playing in this game too. Not like he's going to do much, but
that fucking guy's going to get one target, dude.
Yeah, the only target he's going to get is the gift card that they give away when you do those stupid fucking surveys at the concession stand. Honestly, I gotta go. This is a tough one because
it's such a tough one. It's a tough one, dude. I'm not bullshitting. It's a tough one.
It's almost one that you would almost just wouldn't even want to bet because it's so tough that if you pick the Eagles and they lose, you're going to be one of those dumbass fans that fucking bashes your TV in and you're at Best Buy at 6 a.m. buying another one.
If I focus on this game, and we're going to make a pick anyway, but if I focus on this game, probably I'm looking at the total point score. I don't think I'll go for a pick here. But you give me who you think's going to win. Give me your take.
Fuck it, we'll go. We're gonna go. We're gonna get a little gutsy. I'm gonna say Miami pulls it out.
So Miami pulls it off. I think the Eagles are coming back. They're pissed off. I think Jalen, as much as Jalen has not been having that great of a year, I think Jalen's gonna have a chip on his shoulder, and I think the offense needs to figure out that you just can't keep forcing the ball to AJ Brown, even though he's having a monster season after he bitched about not getting enough targets. They need to spread the ball around and get Devontae Smith involved as much as he was at the beginning of the year, because I think they're a better team when they're able to spread this ball around. And you can run against Miami and DeAndre Swift, not to be confused with Taylor Swift, and Gainwell, who hasn't been great this year. I think they have enough. They could mix it up for the Eagles to win. I'm gonna go with the Eagles on this one. And I feel you, player. It's a hard one. I feel you, player. You know what I'm saying? But Monday night, the 49ers and the Vikings. First and foremost, I think Debo is not playing. We're still day-to-day with McCaffrey. Most likely he's not going to play. But that defense alone, Kirk doesn't do well against really good pass rush, man.
No, let's see if Purdy utilizes everything else he's got at this point. I gotta go. I gotta go with the Niners.
Yeah, and maybe they won't cover the spread. I don't think they're going to win by 7.5 because they're depleted a little bit offensively, but they have enough weapons. And look, Purdy had his first bad game as a starter.
Yeah.
Right? You got to have a bad game. I think Purdy is a good enough quarterback who keeps rising in the ranks, who commands his offense very well, and people respect the shit out of him in that locker room. I think it's bounce back game, and I think the 49ers gets back on the winning streak here. Even if Purdy doesn't have to throw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, because this defense is going to create some turnovers.
And the thing that Niners fans have to realize is this: Brock Purdy isn't always going to have a good game.
No.
He's going to, like any other quarterback, every quarterback is due for a shit game. All of them. Doesn't matter who it is. Aaron Rodgers has had bad games. You know, Brady's had bad games. Peyton, Eli, Ben, Terry Bradshaw, Tarkenton, all of them. They've all had bad games. For Niners fans sitting there saying Brock Purdy's not the answer in San Francisco, and you're basing that off of one game, you're another idiot. Just don't even talk.
Even with that one game, bro, he still had him in position to win.
Yeah. It's
With
not like they got
game.
blown. It's not like they got blown out.
And he had him in position to win there at the end. So,
yeah,
you know, it says a lot about a quarterback that can do that. Have a shitty game, but still have your team in position to win right at the closing minutes and seconds.
And if the Niners want to blame anybody, blame friggin' Jake Moody, because that kid was straight, flat, ugly booty.
Yep. And the guy's been, he's going to be a good kicker in this league, no doubt about it. He's a rookie. And these are the things that rookies go through, especially kickers, right? And he's got to learn from this, right? But he had him in a position to win. So, yeah, he had a bad game, ugly game but he was due. He hasn't lost as a starter in the regular season. Come on, bro. I mean, haven't thrown a pick at all this season until this game. So, and he still had him in a position to win. So, yeah, that definitely got to go with the 49er. Pedigree's bigger. So, there you go, baby. Hey, guys, go ahead and tell us, baby. Don't fade us. We make some good picks today.
Some of them were harder than others, but
yeah, absolutely. There was some real winners here. So,
yeah, all right. Broken clocks, right, twice a day.
Oh man, Jim, listen, we're heading to that time of the day, and we're gonna go with your douchebag of the week next. This is what you live for right here, my friend. And we're also gonna introduce a new category after, and we're gonna surprise everybody after your douchebag of the week. So, Jim, are you loaded? Are you lock and loaded, baby? Is that clip full? Ready?
Oh, it's ready.
There you go, baby. So without further ado, Jim's douchebag of the week is next.
You're a douchebag. 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 You're a douchebag. Douchebag.
Jim, did you say you're a Jersey Shore guy? You watch Jersey Shore? Because I am. That's my guilty pleasure. Bro. I watch the fucking Family Vacations with my wife, dude. I mean, it's not because it's,
I don't watch those ones. The older ones, yes, especially the Ronnie, Sammy.
Yeah.
Sammy.
Hey, Ronnie's coming back. Ronnie's coming back, bro.
He did come back. He freaking had like a 10-page letter of an apology to everybody.
I didn't watch it this weekend.
I saw it on TikTok, some of the fucking clips from it. And please, it was the worst acting I've ever seen in a reality show. They're all sitting there with the fake crocodile tears and their botched up fucking Botox jobs. Freaking Angelina's face looked like she's fucking 70 years old. She looked like a queen's grandma sitting on the stoop during the 4th of July with a Misty cigarette hanging out of her mouth.
Bro, have you seen her grandmother? That's how Angelina's going to look when she's that age. Like a fucking witch. You know what I'm saying?
Sure does. She's like 30-something. Sure, looks 70.
Oh, man.
They all ruin themselves.
So, Jim, who's your douchebag of the week?
Oh, fucking Jim Harbaugh. Michigan Wolverines. How do you get caught stealing signs? How? I mean, we saw the Houston Astros get caught. That's because they used a fucking garbage can to do it. Yep. But how the hell do you... It's college football. Why do you need to cheat? Your whole schedule is going up against teams like Appalachian State, who are like 0 for a million against everybody. Why? Right. And well, not only that, Jim Harbaugh's the most overrated college coach other than
Absolutely.
Brian Kelly. But I
Makes too
mean,
much fucking cash.
come on. I mean, really? Well, that's the other thing. He's the most overpaid coach. I don't know why he's the most sought out coach for the NFL because he didn't do too great in the NFL either as a player or a coach for
His
that
brother beat him.
matter.
His brother beat him in the Super Bowl. So
That's the one. That's the only Harbaugh I can actually respect is John Harbaugh in Baltimore. Sometimes I wish he was on the Pittsburgh staff, but not as the head coach, but maybe as an offensive coordinator because he'd be a lot better. He'd be a lot better than Matt Jet sweeps Canada.
Yep. No,
But-
I mean, Canada can fucking go back to Canada. That's what he used to fucking do.
But Michigan's already been under scrutiny for other things even before the college football season started. Now you add this into it.
What
Not
did
a
he
good
say?
look.
I think he got targeted as well, too. What did he say about the league? He said some shit. He told him to go fuck off. I forget what it was. And I think this is one of those things. His investigation was like, you know what, F you, dude. We got to look into your shit and make your life miserable. You can't go against the program. So, let me read something. So he's playing out the whole. I had no knowledge of information regarding the University of Michigan program illegally stealing signs, nor have directors, staff, or others to participate. So it's kind of like the Deflate Gate, right? Somebody's gonna get fired, and it's gonna be the fall guy,
Yeah.
because he took it upon himself to do this for the program. And what's gonna happen is that the program was Jim Harbaugh, and everybody's gonna be like, dude, we're gonna pay you off and make you wealthy, so you just take it. Just think the only thing that's gonna happen here is you'll be able to get another job somewhere else, but with a lot more money in your bank account. You're not going to jail. So
Yeah, unlike Barry Bonds' personal trainer who injected him with steroids, and then he took the fall, and Barry Bonds just pays his commissary every friggin' month until he gets out of jail or whatever the fuck it is.
Hey.
But I just don't get why you have to steal. I mean, granted, in every sport, somebody cheats. It's just it's been a proven fact, but it's college football. I get people think that college football is bigger than the NFL. But if it was, it would get played on Sundays with the NFL. But it doesn't.
No.
So we all know. So we all know who the bigger moneymaker is here. The NFL, obviously. But this is just. It's not a good look for Jim Harbaugh, who is already under scrutiny for other shit in the offseason. So, congratulations, Jim Harbaugh. You're an asshole. You're a douchebag. Your brother is a better coach than you. The fact that your younger brother beat you in the Super Bowl. You're pathetic to think that's the sperm that won that became the older brother, Jim Harbaugh, and his wrinkle-free Dockers. What the fuck? Come on. Where's something different on the sidelines?
Why is he wearing Dockers in the fucking sidelines, dude? Come on, man. You either wear, the hell out. It's college, bro. Nobody wears a suit.
Yeah.
He's wearing the fucking Dockers with a fucking hoodie. Come on, bro. It's like, I mean, Bill Belichick has better fashion style. At least he cuts his fucking sweatshirt off, right?
Yeah, fucking Harbaugh standing there with wrinkle-free Dockers and fucking wearing penny loafers with a hoodie.
He's wearing fucking boat shoes. You know what I'm saying, bro? Hey, boat shoes, baby. Look at that. Fucking going to work.
But I mean, but the thing that's so stupid with the NCAA is like when these things get founded and they get proven that like the team cheated or whatever the scandal is, they think like taking championships away is the answer. But you forget, we all know that they won. Like, yeah, you took Reggie Bush's Heisman away, right?
That's
but
bullshit.
we all know that he won it. But we all know he won it.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
And in this situation, you could take whatever you want away from Michigan. It doesn't matter because you can't erase it from people's memories. Like you take, even though the Penn State thing was the worst thing ever, with the whole Sandusky thing that they covered up forever, that even Joe Paterno knew about it and lied, which makes you, honestly, those two are bigger douchebags than Jim Harbaugh. But
absolutely.
But to take away championships, take away personal accolades of a certain player, it just makes no sense to me. And in this situation, you can make the only punishment that they're going to give them is they're bowl ineligible for like 3 years. It'll be the punishment if this is founded to be true.
Which I don't think it's going anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. They're going to have to have some hard proof, and it's not going to go anywhere. He's still a douchebag, right? Just because of the nature of he is. And give Reggie Book his damn trophy back, all right? Because guess what? The NIL nowadays is what Reggie Bush was practically doing it. And it wasn't a conflict of the game. So go, just because of the NIL deals now, it's reason enough to give Reggie back his damn trophy.
Yeah. Do the right thing, NCAA, or you'll be the next douchebag of the week.
Absolutely, yeah. Put that down on your checklist, okay? We might have to come back after the NCAA for douchebag of the week of the future.
Oh, I got a list of many
There we go.
douchebags coming, so don't worry, NFL officials. I haven't forgotten about you either.
Yep, but we got to let this materialize a little more, and they'll be hearing about us. They'll be hearing from us about these fuckers. Damn NFL officials, they suck, dude.
So,
You know, we also listen. I decided to come up with a new based on what you gave me, and then all of a sudden I see this dude tweet. RG3 tweeted that that if you're going to investigate Michigan, you should investigate the rest of the league because that's called scouting. Big difference. All right, big difference. And I came up with a whole new segment and a whole new category, bro, for individuals that are kind of stupid. I like to call this the dumbass of the week. And let me hit that intro button.
Dumbass, 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 dumbass.
It's RG3 who decided to just tweet out, hey, does he still work for ESPN? I don't know. I mean, kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think he does anymore. But he says that everything
He's
can be
still budding.
investigated. This is called scouting. Not when you're filming shit at a game during the regular season that you're going to play these people in a couple of weeks. Scouting is when you go out there during open practices and shit like that. But no.
Yeah.
A little different. There's cameras involved in shit. They're probably filming crap. So
yeah, I mean the Patriots are well known for doing it.
exactly. And they got filmed. They got filmed for receipts to prove it. So they got in some issues. But again, just stupid take for stupid people from Mr. RG3. Probably he's living in his past life because he couldn't make it as NFL quarterback. Granted, he got hurt, but the decision to come back and play was yours. And for that, this take, and for being an idiot, you're the dumbass of the week right here.
Dumbass.
Dumbass. Go ahead, do your fucking impression of Beavis and Butthead. It's pretty freaking good when you said to me.
Come to Butthead. Yeah. I need TP for my bunghole. I need the great corner.
I need TP for my bunghole. Beavis and Butthead, bro. Classic freaking show from the 90s, bro.
Another show ahead of its time that, to me, Beavis and Butthead is right here, and then South Park is like right there.
Yeah. And when they try to bring it back, they kind of try to soften it up a little bit because of the new cancel culture and shit like that. It didn't last long for that reason. Back then, when there was no issues, man, I mean, dude, that's why they had that show at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They went after everybody. So
see, we got spoiled because we got to live in a no sensitive era where, like, can you imagine if, like, what was that show with friggin' Archie Bunker?
Oh my God, yeah, All in the Family.
If that show was on today, it would have been canceled within 5 fucking minutes of all the in-joke racism that he had in that show.
I mean,
it would have been canceled in 5 minutes.
Think about it. The Jefferson surfaced out of that show. It was a spin-off out of that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have the Jeffersons. You think if the show was really, really racist, innuendos, guess what? You would never have the Jeffersons to begin with.
No. You wouldn't have had half these shows that were out.
In Living Color was another great show that went after everybody. Married with Children was another great show that went after everybody.
Yes, they did.
So that's probably what it was. I mean, those are the kind of shows. Damn, South Park, Beavis and Butthead, Married with Children back then, in Living Color. I mean, shit, even Boys in the Hole. Go away, guys. I got my dogs out here going to the bathroom, so they're like hurtling around me. Nope. They need to go pee. They're hanging around me, bro. Come on, go. Oh man, but yeah, man, that's pretty much what we got this week, buddy.
Yeah.
Another good week to hopefully your teams are successful and hopefully the Giants get a dub. And if that is the case, we would definitely be going.
Yeah.
Oh man, Man, hey, listen, we're definitely going to try to keep the schedule. I know things happen. Every other week is what we planned. We took about a little long because we did back-to-back shows, and then stuff happened. So we'll try to keep this. We did this one on a Saturday. That's what we do. We just adapt.
Yep.
So, oh man, but again, man, Jim, I appreciate you, man, coming on. Another great show. And you know what? What do you think? Steelers definitely winning this week, so we can blast off on the good note. Because I'm not
Oh,
confident about my Giants.
Definitely. It'll be a close one. It'll be an ugly one. It'll be the way Steeler football's been played for the past fucking 5-6 years. But Kenny Pickett, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens will win.
Deontay is such a huge addition. I believe so. That's going to be a huge addition. People, like you said, people are going to realize how important he is to his offense, and it's going to change a lot of the dynamics of your offense. So, and it's even going to help your running game as well. So, because right now it's just, and look, Kyle Austin is going to get. I think Kyle Austin is going to have probably his best game of the season. It's going to open up a lot of downfield stuff with
Well, now with Deontay back, it opens up the playbook that much more. Well, if Canada knows how to open up the fucking playbook, and instead of making plays with the little origami thing where it's like 2 blue, 4, 3. Okay, 4 verts at the 3-yard line. Let's go. But
all right, everybody. This is your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast, of course, along with the real deal, the realist, my man
Jim from Fan in the Van.
We are signing out until next time. Peace.
Peace.